Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Nicole D. Ford, and I realize that I probably should be saying that more as I'm recording these videos and putting them online. Today is Thursday, July 23rd, 2026, and I am headed out to do a few errands. So my vlog channel for the moment is missing a whole chunk of days where I have recordings, and finally I decided that I clean them off my phone and put them on my computer for now so that I have more space on my phone. And it spans the time between July 11th all the way through probably, I don't even know if it's yesterday or something like that. And so I know that my vlogs are going to be a little bit out of order, but it's because I'm still waiting in limbo to solidify a potential income producing activity, and I don't want to put it out there and be all excited and then something changes or things don't materialize the way that I said. So everything that I said between July 11th and yesterday still stands in terms of what I said, but I'm not ready to put it out on YouTube, and so there'll be a little bit of discombobulation, but today I'm going to just start fresh with a vlog that doesn't talk about the future as it relates to my income producing activities until I have that a little bit more solidified. So I did, though, in the meantime, put up my slideshow, or it's coming up. It's going to be put up. It's actually unlisted right now until I get it all. I want to watch it and make sure there's everything is cool with the video. But I did do the slideshow for the creative art retreat that I attended on Saturday, July 18th. That was awesome, and I also did a reel for it. Love the music that I chose, even though I did choose a song that probably has a different meaning than just literally water, but I just loved using the song because it had a nice beat to it, and it went really well with the changing of the images and the video clips, and it was just really, really cool. And I'm excited because a couple of people also reshared it, including Girls Night In Paint and Sip, and I'm happy because she also shared all the content that the videographer and photographer got from the event. So it really allowed me to not just share my own content, but to also feature and highlight some of the other things that were happening throughout the day and the other ladies. So I felt like it was really, really good. And then I also updated my my endings for my videos. I've done so much over the past several days. I also did an e-guide, ebook, and I'm excited about that. And that's available for free download. Also have done a couple guided meditations, although I am going to actually, when I have my income producing activity solidified, I am going to invest in a better microphone, because the recording is okay, but it's not great. Like, it's not, sounding the best. And so I am going to invest in a better microphone for my office, because the recording things that I have right now are not producing the best quality, and so I'm going to do that. Right now I am just headed to the bank, and then I'm going to be running over to Ulta, which I never go to, but I saw this girl, she had on this dope lipstick at the Chrome Hearts and Red Lips event, and I was like, oh, I gotta get that lipstick. And so anyways, I'm gonna put you on standby while I go to the bank, and then I'll be back. Okay, my phone is getting a little bit hot, so I'm gonna try to make this brief. It's because I have a stand on my dashboard, and the stand is a wireless charging stand. And between the sun coming through the window and the wireless stand charging my phone tends to heat up, and so it's all good though. And this is just a quick errand. I am going to actually later on today go get a pedicure because my toes are atrocious. Not atrocious, but not really the best. And so I'm gonna get my toes done, and like I said, I am definitely things are definitely lean for me right now, and I'm definitely relying on some savings, but I am definitely hoping and fairly confident based on all the communications that I've had, that I will have income producing activities soon. So I definitely have so many things on my list that I want to get taken care of as soon as I get that money generated. And so I'm excited about that. I'm also excited because I was requested to do a little video for somebody, and actually they offered to pay for it, and that was nice. So it's not that this is my first time. I was gonna say at first that, oh, this is my first time actually getting paid to produce a promo video for somebody, but I actually have done that before, and I've done it before a lot for free, but I have done it also before and gotten paid for it. So I can't say it's my first time, but it is exciting because it's a whole, it's my whole new ecosystem of new people, and it's based on what they're seeing me doing on social media, and based on seeing what I'm doing on social media, saying, hey, maybe Nicole can do this for me. And I was very happy to do it. It was fun. It's not something that I see myself doing for everybody, because I'm very sensitive about my creative work, and I'm very still, trying to get my confidence built up behind my creative work. I love being creative, but I'm like Erykah Badu, I'm very sensitive about my shit. And a lot of times when you do stuff creative for people, they'll have things that they like or don't like, and I'm not sure that my my ego can take a lot of criticism and correction if a lot of people started reaching out to me asking me to do things for them. Like I tend to work best with people who are just grateful for what you produce, and maybe have small changes, but not like, there was one time when I used to have an entrepreneurial endeavor, and one of my colleagues in the entrepreneurial endeavor was really good at producing things, graphic design, and so she produced something, and most clients loved what she produced and everything, but one client was like, I don't like the font, I don't like this, it looks cheap. And just the way that she approached the feedback was just like, oh Lord, graphic design and having to deal with people's feedback is not something that I think I would enjoy, especially as many times as I am also anal. Like, even if I have ChatGPT or AI create something, I might go back a million times saying, change this, fix this, do that. And I'm not sure that that's something that I really want to do. But I was very flattered and honored to do it for her. And the thing that I really like about her, just generally speaking, but also with what I produce, is that she's very, very appreciative and very, very positive in the way that she interacts with you, and in the way that she shares feedback, even if she has corrections. Like, she wanted to change the song, and that was no problem. And you know, just the way that she honored me and the way that she communicated with me about it, I was like, I'll definitely do stuff for her. And then on top of that, she offered to pay for it, which was nice. So she didn't just assume like, hey, can you do it for me for free? Even though I would have done it for her for free because I consider her a friend, and I told her that I would, but she offered to pay, and I gladly accepted that. And so I appreciate that. The other thing is that I'm happy to put myself out there in terms of these meditations that I'm doing. And I say it like I've done a lot of meditations. I did one 5-minute meditation and one 20-minute meditation. And the 20-minute meditation I haven't put up yet, but by the time I put up this video, I probably will have put it up. And so I'm excited about the new possibilities, even for me, and where I'm going in terms of new possibilities. I love, love, love that I'm no longer in hiding as it relates to my mom and my vlogging. My mom is now very, very aware of my vlogging, and she has not come back and yelled at me or shamed me or said anything about anything I've said in my vlogs. And so, you know, even though it would be nice to be like, oh, you know, I love what you're doing and supporting all the things, at least I'm not getting criticized, which makes me happy. And so I also sent a message to my family with a link to my vlog talking about how I'm not good at staying in touch as it relates to the phone, but if they wanted to stay in touch any other way, I offered them text, I offered them email, I offered them scheduling a call, I offered scheduling a call via Meetup, not Meetup, but Google Meet. I offered all those opportunities, and I sent them an email, and nobody took me up on it. So I guess nobody is feeling like concerned about not being able to stay in touch with me, or about the level of staying in touch that I do and how I do it. The only response I got to my email, the only response was my cousin who sent me an email back to saying, you're doing great, or something like that. And so it's like, okay, I guess, you know, I'm doing the best that I can. And so anyways, I guess my family and the way that they operate and the way that I operate is just different. Like I'm the type of person that if somebody sends me something, I don't ghost people. Like I try to be responsive. Even if it's like I can't get to this right now, but I will get to it, and then I put it on my calendar and put it on my list to get to it. But it's okay, because I'm on my own journey, and even though I have connection with my family, not the jackass family, but my real family, my blood family, it's so interesting because the lady who asked me to do the video for her, she was doing a promotion for her family reunion that she will be hosting in 2028. And there's over 100 people in there. And I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. The only family that I know that I grew up with, there's only a small handful of us left. Of course, they have children, but I'm not in relation with any of the children. So there's only a small handful of us left. I would say maybe about 20 of us or less. And in my cousin group chat, there's only like 6 of us, and one of them left the group chat. And so 6 of us. Yeah, there was 6 of us, and now there's 5. And then my only aunt remaining, that was my dad's sister. She's the only aunt remaining. My dad had 8 brothers and sisters, and all of them have passed away. And so it blows me away that and then on top of that, they migrated from Mississippi to California, or actually not from Mississippi. They migrated from Mississippi to St. Louis, and then they migrated from St. Louis to California. And so they don't have any touch beyond, they're not touch, but they're not in touch with anybody beyond my grandmother, who died, or her life, she lost her life in the 70s. And so there's no relation beyond my grandmother into other generations. And so it amazes me that my friend who I did the video for has all these people in her family, and I really have no one besides this really small handful of family, and we're all spread apart. And so it's amazing to me that people have that. Now, on my mom's side of the family, there is a whole lineage, and they do family reunions, and they've been doing them for years and all the things, but I am not in touch with that side of my family really at all. Like, when I was a little girl, I visited them, and my mom would take me back there probably up until, I can comfortably say that I didn't go back to see that family in the Midwest after I turned maybe 8 or 9 years old. Like, I never saw them again in person. And there's only really one family member or two that even stays in touch with me from that family. And they stay in touch with me mostly because they know my mom, but I don't really know them except for our exchanges on social media. So it's like looking at my friends' family of hundreds of people and all of them in their t-shirt and the whole thing. It's just like, wow, I really do not have family like that. Like, I'm grateful for my cousin group chat, but even that is like, we're all spread apart, and we're just now creating this group chat where we're in touch. But I don't have that whole like ecosystem of family. And in some ways, I guess it's good, because I was listening to Reverend Michael today. Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith is somebody that I follow, and that's where my spiritual guidance, a lot of it comes from. And I get daily emails from him. They call them moments of inspiration. And I loved the moment of inspiration that he sent today, and it was from his sermon on July 12th. And the thing is that in the sermon, oh my God, I totally lost my... Oh, in the sermon, he was talking about how someone was saying, when you are a certain way, your family will think you're a weirdo. And I was thinking that my family that exists, they probably all do think I'm a weirdo, because my way of thinking and my philosophy and my spirituality is very different, and it's not based on traditional Christianity per se. Even though Christianity definitely still fits in it, I don't believe in like original sin and this idea of Father, I'm not worthy, and all that other bullshit. And then on top of that, I curse like a sailor. My spirituality is just different. So anyways, Reverend Michael in the sermon was talking about how your family might think you're a weirdo. So in some ways, it's probably good that I'm not tightly close to any family, because I'm out here, in my opinion, breaking generational curses. And so anyway, I have put that video from Reverend Michael in my vlogger reference playlist, so you can check it out. And so anyways, I'm at Ulta. I'm gonna go see if they have this lipstick. Like I said, right now things are very tight for me financially, but I do have enough to get me through to my next income producing activity next week, and even possibly beyond that as well, assuming no emergencies come up. I did get concerned because my AC stopped working last night or yesterday, and so I had to pay to have someone from my home warranty company come out. But then last night it was a blessing because my AC came back on, so I was able to cancel and get my money back for that. So if any of you have any projects or income producing activities that you like me to do on a gig type basis, I'm happy to do that while I wait for the hopefully big news, hopefully coming soon, and a bigger project in events, which is what I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about events. And I also enjoy some of the stuff that I'm doing even as a vlogger. I enjoy that, and I enjoy the stuff that I'm doing as a vlogger as well. And so those are my two lanes that I'm passionate about. Anyways, I think I'm done for now. I know I went off on several different tangents, but that's the weird part about talking while driving, is that I have no idea what I'm gonna say. And even when I record other vlogs, I have no idea what I'm gonna say, but I usually pause and then have breaks between the recording, but this time was total stream of consciousness. So we'll see what happens on the way home. Thank you for keeping me company. I'm really excited. I found the lipstick. All right, I got the lipstick. Didn't look like they had many left. But yeah, I'm not really a makeup person. Like back when I was doing performing, I would wear makeup, but back then I was super broke and never like went to places like Ulta. The only time I would go to places that had like more costly makeup is like I would go to the makeup counter with my mom, and we would go to places like Macy's and stuff like that. But you know, my mom was always into makeup and changing your appearance and stuff like that through makeup and stuff like that. And I think I just developed a kind of aversion, not a version, V-E-R-S-I-O-N, but aversion, A-V-E-R-S-I-O-N, one word. I think I developed a aversion to makeup and being made over and the hassle of doing all that. This is not really my thing. As you can see, even with my eyebrows, I used to get my eyebrows done like very briefly because my cousins were both esthetician / beauty professionals, and they convinced me that I needed to get my eyebrows done. And then they plucked my eyebrows, but then underneath it was like a white line because my scalp can also be white. And so underneath there, it was white, and it was like, I'm not doing that again. So I don't do my eyebrows. Only thing I might do is do that. That's all I do. So yeah, I'm not really into aesthetics. And then also too, sometimes with perfumes, they bother my allergies. And so going into the cosmetics section of any store, including Ulta, can sometimes activate that. So anyways, I'm happy I found the lipstick. There was something else that I thought, the other thing that I wanted to say before I start driving is that I'm very, very good with computer stuff. I'm not saying like I'm a programmer type of computer person, but I am very good with computer stuff. I'm very, very organized. I'm very good at doing things like putting spreadsheets together. I'm very good at doing communication, not necessarily talking on the phone communication, but emails, group chats, in all kinds of, Slack, all kinds of WhatsApp, any kind of things that require typing either by computer or phone. I'm excellent at those kinds of things. I'm excellent at taking your ideas and helping you bring your ideas to fruition, taking a big picture plan and then drilling down to all the details, scheduling everything out, who's doing what by when, those kinds of things. I'm excellent project manager. And so all those kinds of things are also projects and the types of things that I like to work on, things that are fun for me. So if you have anything like that, keep me in mind. I am able to work remotely from home. I have a laptop computer and prefer to work from home. And so if you have projects like that you need, I would love to be able to diversify my income just like I'm doing with my friend groups, and have lots of different clients and projects that I do and people that pay me, so that I never, oh, that lady has on a beautiful pink top. But anyway, so that I'm never beholden to anybody ever again, like stuck with one situation. Even the stuff I have coming up is with multiple different income producing organizations and activities, and I love that. I love having options, and I love making as much money as I can when I can. Summer has been slow and challenging, and I'm excited to get back in the mix. And I have so many things on my wish list that I want to get and to take care of. And yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go now because my allergies are acting up. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm administrative assistant level, because I'm really not. Like, I'm really well beyond being an administrative assistant, but probably some of my strong skill set does actually lean itself towards administrative assistant work. But what I struggle with is that I'm well beyond capable, way more than an administrative assistant. And so sometimes I feel like even though my skills really lend itself to that in terms of what I am good at and what I could really assist with easily while working from home, it also bugs me when anybody like thinks that that's my level. Because it's like, man, do you know that my level is that I have been friggin' CFO of a company making double six figures. Like, I'm more than capable of doing a lot of different things, but sometimes it's also a matter of what do I really want to do. And I know, for example, I don't want to do accounting. Like, I do have a client that I do his categorization of his QuickBooks, and it's quick, easy, and simple. And so I don't mind doing something like that, where there's a tool that allows me to, get online, use a platform like QuickBooks to do his categorization of his expenses, and it's fairly straightforward. Like, I'm not trying to bust my ass doing accounting level work for people. Number one, because I haven't done accounting in over 20 years. The last time I did accounting was in 2009, and that's over 25 years ago. No, 27 years ago. Wow. 27 years ago is the last time I did accounting. And accounting is not my thing, but things that I'm super good at are, I'm good at throwing a spreadsheet together. I'm good at throwing a slide deck together. I'm good at designing things to a particular point through platforms like Canva and Google Slides. I'm not saying that I'm at the level of like Photoshop, but I'm decent. Although these days, that's a skill that's people are using, AI more and more to create their own stuff and their own designs. And so, it's not something that I want to rely on, but I'm really, really good at organizing things. I'm really, really good at that. Like, I'm really excellent of, like, the thing is that I'm not really great at manufacturing widgets, but I'm great at creating systems and processes and setting things up I'm great at stuff like that. But like when it comes to routine maintenance, it's not that I'm not good at routine maintenance, but I get bored doing routine maintenance. And so that's not my favorite thing to do. And like, for example, well, I won't talk about that, but there's certain things like physical labor is a no. Like that's not my jam. I'm not good at that or cut out for that. I'm not interested in that. Let's just say it that way. And so I do events, but like if you need event setup type stuff, it's like you can hire labor for that. I'm the one that would be in charge of the labor and in charge of the vendors and making sure that your event runs smoothly and everything is on time, and doing all the communication and the organization of the labor. But I'm not the labor. I'm the one that's going to schedule all your staff and communicate with them, letting everybody know who needs to do what by when, who needs to be where by when. I'm the one that will take your team and calendar meetings. I'm the one that can run the meetings and run the action items and make sure that everything is getting done in a timely fashion. I got managerial skills. I'm executive manager level in terms of the types of things I could do. And so if you need help with stuff like that, hit me up and let's see if you have a budget that will suffice, because I don't do that stuff for free. I'm not saying I would never do it for free, but I would prefer, obviously, to get paid for what I went to school and spent over 30 years developing in terms of my skills. So yeah, payment is important as well. Anyways, I'm happy I got the lipstick, and CVS is where I just went to, and their inventory really sucks. Like, I was thinking that I was going to get the lipstick from a place like CVS or Walgreens, but I remember the other day I went to the CVS around the corner from my house. Actually, it was a couple weeks ago, and they barely had anything in there. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and go to a place like Ulta, and they would be more likely to have the lipstick. And so they did have it. But if I needed to re-up in the future, I might actually just buy it online if I could find it. I think the reason why I didn't buy it on Amazon, because the girl told me the color and everything. I was like, yes. And the reason why I didn't get it on Amazon is because I wasn't going to get it in time for when I wanted to wear it. So I went over to Ulta to get it. I'm a huge online shopper. Like, online shopping is my jam. And part of that's because I am a little bit on the lazy side, or I can be. And it's hot as hell outside. And so, yeah. Anyway, the other thing is that I wanted to say once again is that my diary entries on my vlogs are going to be discombobulated, because today is Thursday, July 23rd, and there's going to be a whole chunk of days that are missing. And I do want to go ahead, and even though my circumstances changed and things changed, and there were updates from what I recorded between the 11th and yesterday, I still want to post it, because I want you guys to see the process, the thinking, and everything that goes through my mind, especially too because I'm less inclined to probably talk as much and be more of a listener in your presence. And so I want to let you into my world. I want you to see the thought processes and what I'm going through, even if things update and they change. Like, life is fluid and I'm flowing. And so, as Reverend Michael would say, I'm flowing with the go. And so I want to show that even though I may have to walk back some things that I said once I listen to it, that I want to stand by what I said. Like, there's certain things that maybe I'll have to say, no, it's not worth saying that now that you have new information. But yeah. Anyway, the other thing I want to say is that Oprah did a interview with Keke Palmer, and it just showed up on YouTube the other day. Actually, it started showing up in my algorithm first on Instagram, and I really liked the couple of nuggets that they made into shorts as the promo for the interview and what Oprah was saying. And so I posted that to my stories, and I probably should have posted it to my vlogger reference too, because I forgot that I have the vlogger reference on Instagram, the highlight. But I watched the full interview, and there were parts where it was just like, girl, get to the point. You know, get to the spirituality, which is what I'm most interested in. But it was actually a very good interview. And Oprah had some very good nuggets to share, and I appreciate that. Anyway, it's about 11:30 right now. I'm gonna go home. I am going to get some lunch, and then I'm going to have a pedicure. Around 1 o'clock they said that they would be available, and my toes really need it. They're a little bit on the overgrown side. Nail polish is chipping, and it's time for a refresh. And maybe, you know, with this vlog, I will keep it short and simple. I also had collected a bunch of memes on Facebook and other platforms, and it was a lot about narcissism and all that. And then once I realized that I could speak my truth, and I could process my feelings and say everything I have to say, and my mom not come down on me, it just made me feel like, okay, I don't really need to go down that lane anymore. And keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And the same thing with the jackasses. Like, I definitely haven't been thinking about them that much, because it's like, I'm really enjoying the fact that I expressed my anger, I expressed how I felt, I expressed my true feelings, and now I feel like, oh, it lives on my channel, and I don't have to hold on to that anymore. And so I feel quite liberated by all the stuff that I shared that's now on my channel, and now I'm not carrying it. So I went ahead and decided maybe not to carry those memes forward, and I even put not interested on the memes as they were coming up in the algorithm, because I feel like that's not my lane anymore. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I had to say, I've said it, and now I'm moving forward. Now, I'm not saying that something can't trigger me and something might change with that, but that's how I feel today. I feel like, hey, I'm moving on. I'm doing my meditations and talking about spirituality and my upcoming events that I'm doing. You know what I mean? And that stuff with the jackasses and my mom and that whole thing, that might actually be old news. We'll see. I definitely need to solidify my income producing activities, but it might be old news. It might be the old story. It might be stuff I've been carrying for years since I was a kid that no longer needs to be carried. It might be. We'll see. And if it comes up again, that's the beauty of being able to record anytime and upload anytime I want. So I love that. Anyway, I'm almost home. I'm around the corner from the house, and it'll be greater later. I like that. It'll be greater later. Oh, the other thing I want to say is that I decided to, in my 20-minute meditation, I decided to record my own meditation and not just read the transcript from that Neville Goddard video. And the reason why is because I read the description of the video, and it says cannot be reused for any purpose. And so I don't want to get any copyright strikes or any issues with them or with YouTube by just reading a transcript of their material, even though I was thinking that it was fair use, but I don't know. And so I went ahead and had Chatty, who is my buddy. Chatty is what I call ChatGPT. I went ahead and had Chatty create a meditation for me, and I went ahead and re-recorded the meditation that Chatty helped me with, and it was phenomenal. And I love it. I listened to it this morning, and I added it to my Uplift You playlist. And so anyway, I'm at the gate, going through the gate, and yeah, it'll be greater later. Make it a great day, make it a great life, make it a great everything. All right, peace and blessings. I'm Nicole D. Ford, at Nicole D. Ford Vegas, at Nicole D. Ford Vlogger, on all social media channels. Find me there, follow me there, download my free guide, and it's called Possibilities and Resources Guide. I also have a downloadable 5-minute meditation that you can download as well, or I have it free on my YouTube channel. So check out my meditations. This might be a new thing for me. Who knows? Because I'm always being surprised by the different things that I come up with and what God has in store for me. So we'll see. And so even though I haven't put on my channel an update, my mom did help me with my bills and give me a loan. And I'm very thankful for that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that she was willing to exercise her faith and help me out in a time of a slow season. And I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to also provide that update. And she's being very understanding. And she so far has not said anything bad about my vlogs and what I've said in my vlogs, because I've said a lot. And I appreciate that I could have my opinions and express myself and it not turn into a whole thing like it has in the past. Okay, and just to update the video that I do have posted on my channel about not providing financial assistance to anyone asking me for money. I'm not really sure I remember exactly what I said in that video, but if I didn't say it, the thing that sparked the whole thing is that somebody did reach out to me and ask to borrow money. And the person is somebody that I may have met maybe 3 times where we've attended the same events together. And then I have interacted with her quite a bit on social media. But that's really it. It's not like I know this person very well. It's not like we're BFFs or close friends or anything. And so it was kind of interesting to me, or weird really, that she would choose me to reach out to me to ask me for money. And it wasn't a lot of money, or what I would consider a lot of money. It was $50 to $75. And my reply was at the time that things are slow for me and I'll send you $20. And really my thought process was at the time of like, I really am not in a position to loan anybody any money. I'm actually getting a loan from my own mother. So who am I to loan somebody some money? But at the same time, I did feel like, well, you know, I do have a mom that is willing to help me, and let me at least just send her, you know, $20. And so I sent her the $20 and she said she would pay it back today. And right now it is 12 o'clock and I haven't heard from her, and we'll see. I am not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait and see if she actually follows through on her word and replies back and actually pays me back the $20. Because I did specifically say that it was a loan to be repaid today. And so we'll see if she actually repays it. But it was so interesting how it actually prompted me to end up creating that whole guide and that whole, you know, resources and everything that I did. Like, I had no idea. That was not in my thought process or plan at all. And that's what I'm saying, is that I flow with the go and go with the flow. You just never know what ideas might come to me and what I execute on. So I immediately sprung into action and created that whole friggin' thing, which was amazing. And I love that tools like AI can help with stuff like that. And so it's phenomenal. So if I never get the $20 back, I consider it a lesson, number one, of, okay, you know that if she ever asks again, the answer is definitely no. But also too, it sparked the whole guide, you know what I mean? And I think Oprah in a interview with TD Jakes once said something about how, I gotta find it, hold on. Anyway, apparently Oprah says she doesn't lend people money. She just gives what she feels called to give and doesn't expect the money back. And anyway, I'll post a screenshot of the video clip where Oprah's talking about it. But basically, you know, if the lady never pays me back the $20, that's just information. I gave her what I felt comfortable with. If she never paid me back, that would be okay. But also, too, lending money to friends is not a good idea, because now I'm always going to feel a certain kind of way about her. What I mean is that if she doesn't pay me back, I'm always going to feel a certain kind of way about the situation. So that's why I'm saying that if you want to donate something, I've got my Cash App up, and in my link in bio, I have my, I think, Zelle. And then also, too, you want to support my work, donate. And that's fine, but I'm not asking anybody for a loan. And in the case of my mom, when she loans me money, I always pay her back, and I'm always very good about my communication with my mom. And like I said, I still stand by the fact that I feel that she owes me, based on everything that has transpired between me and her and my life. She owes me the ability to live my life on my own terms and to help support me like I should have been supported throughout my growing up years. And so, yeah, okay, I'm a little bit behind in terms of living my life on my own terms and all the things, but I'm getting there. So that's the story for another vlog. But the point is that we'll see. I won't actually upload and finalize this video until later on today, or maybe even tomorrow. And then I can give you an update to let you know if she paid me back. But even if she pays me back, then if she asks me again, the next answer is, here's a resource guide. I'm not going to be lending you any more money. And so, yeah, I don't want to be known for somebody you can just come to when you have an emergency. I want to support people if they're going through things, but I want to support in a bigger and broader way than just, you know, paying a $50 bill or something like that. Like, no. And I feel like it was a test from the universe anyway. So anyway, I'm going to eat lunch now and get ready for my pedicure appointment. And the other thing I would say is that, again, like I said in my other video, if you have a service, offer a service, you know, because you never know if somebody might need your services and are willing to pay for your services. Don't just reach out to me and be like, can I borrow money from you? That's, especially, I don't even really know you like that. Man, that's crazy. So anyways, moving on. Oh, and that's why I'm saying too, even in times of things being slow for me, I can offer my skills to people. You know what I mean? And I'm offering my skills to people, but I'm not necessarily just going to be like, do it for anybody for any price. You know what I mean? I have to value myself and value my time. And value I've been working since high school, but let's just forget high school. I've been working since college, even though I did have summer jobs in high school. I've been working since 1989. So that's what, that's almost 40 years. Almost 40 years. Like 36, right? So I've been working a long fucking time, and I have a lot of skills and abilities. And so if you need something, I may be able to help you, but I also need to get paid for it too. So, I mean, of course, there's friends I would do favors for and stuff like that, but generally speaking, I need to get paid. So let me finish my lunch and get ready for my pedicure appointment. I need money because I got shit like pedicures to do. And I'm going to be outside all weekend. All right. Today is still Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. And I am headed over to get my pedicure. You know, pedicures are cool and all, but I'm so ticklish that I don't 100% enjoy pedicures. Like, I know that my feet can be kind of rough and that I need it, but man, I'm so ticklish that it's just like I try to go to a place where I can get the pedicure done as quickly as possible, even though I know, you know, there's a thing where we're kind of supposed to be black people boycotting Asian establishments. This establishment is right around the corner from my house, and they're very economically priced in terms of the pedicure. And these people, they go fast. They get it done fast. And so I'm not willing to boycott their business. Plus, like, you know, you look at people's posts on social media saying, where's a black-owned, you know, nail salon or a black-owned nail spot. And there was a point in time where I was going to a black salon, but they closed down. And so that was like probably 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, this place, I like it because they're, like I said, they're right around the corner from the house. I can call them the day of and be like, hey, can you squeeze me in, or do you have an appointment? They usually have an appointment, and it's just convenient, you know. And some things I'm just not willing to inconvenience myself for. Some things I do, but some things I am not willing to. So I'm going to get this pedicure done, and yeah, I can't remember. There was something else that I was going to say, but I don't remember now. So that's it for now. So the other thing, while I'm sitting at the light, is I can say where I live right off of Flamingo. And Flamingo and Tenaya, that area. And I swear to God, the neighborhood, the area on Flamingo where I live is getting more and more, just like, I would say, a little bit on the trashy side. They have all these political tents and political ads going all the way down the street, which I just think, you know, it looks horrible. But I understand, you know, Flamingo is a busy street. That's number one. Number two, I do like living in places that are centrally located or close. Like, I wouldn't be willing to live far away necessarily. Although when I was first looking for a house, I was looking at different places that were further away. But now that I live in a place that's so close to everything, I'm so glad that I didn't live in like a place that was far out. You know what I mean? I'm so glad that I didn't do that. And so these political ads are getting ridiculous. And also too, I would say that you know, as much as I don't, or as much as I feel compassion for the unhoused, I definitely am double-minded about it, because I don't want to see them like encamping anywhere in my neighborhood. Like, I don't like that. And hope that, you know, we don't turn into California in terms of the unhoused, and where you just see them everywhere, especially like in downtown San Francisco. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've been out there, but man, like just seeing the people sleeping in the BART station is just like, wow, this is crazy to me, like that this would be okay. And I understand people go through circumstances. In fact, there are 3 of my family members who are in and out of the unhoused situation and the homeless situation. 3. And so it's definitely sad. Excuse me. But that's also why, you know, if somebody reaches out to me and needs to borrow money, that's why I love that I created my possibilities and resources guide, that I can give a hand up instead of just a hand out. That's just going to be a temporary solution. You know what I mean? It's just like, no, I would rather give you all the resources that are out there and that are available, and, you know, help you. Those resources can hopefully help you get back on your feet and be a income producing individual, so you have your own agency and not just be relying on me every time you get into a jam. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because I'm pretty sure my mom could probably say the same thing in her mind, which is understandable. And like I said, I feel like my circumstances as it relates to my mom is different. And I'm sure everybody's situation is different. But this is how I feel as it relates to other people asking me for help. Is that it should definitely be far and few between. And just because you see me outside and I'm doing a bunch of stuff, you know, I definitely have put in my dues and paid my dues in terms of effort and hard work and everything that I've built for myself. And I'm sure my mom will say the same thing, you know. And it starts with your mind. It really does start with your mind and your consciousness, you know. And I'm not also trying to advocate hustle culture, because I'm not really into hustle culture either. I'm into ease and grace and knowing that God, the universe, whatever you want to call the higher power that's in your life, loves you and will take care of you. And it takes knowing that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I would say that Oprah and Kiki, in the interview that they had, Oprah had some good nuggets to share about that. And Kiki did too, but especially Oprah. So I encourage you to check that out. I will add that to the Vlogger Reference playlist, as well as the stories to my Instagram highlights in the Vlogger Reference. I'll add it to that. I'll add it to the YouTube playlist, and then I'll add a screenshot so you know what interview I'm talking about. Anyway, time for a pedicure. Tickle City. Like, I don't want to go through it, but I got to because my feet look toe up. This lipstick is great. It's definitely bright. But, you know, when I'm attending an event and it calls for a bright red lip, this is it right here. And I may actually get some other colors depending on how long it stays. Not other colors right this second, but when my income producing activities activates, yes. And so I just got my pedicure done. I will take a picture or show you a picture of my toes. I got a pretty purple color. because the reason why is because I'm going to an event this weekend on Sunday that requires us to wear shades of gray, and so I didn't want to be literal and wear silver polish because my shoes are probably going to be on the silver side, and so I didn't want the silver polish to blend too closely in with the silver shoes. So I am rocking a pretty sparkly purple color, and I think that will complement my gray outfit very well. I'm very excited for my weekend plans, and since I may post this tomorrow, which is Friday, Friday, July 24th, I'm not going to actually disclose where I'm going until after I've attended. So yeah, wow, this red is redding, is popping. I love it, and so I want to see how it feels on my lips and how well it stays all day. But I'm loving it, and they definitely had quite a few different colors that I would be interested in trying if the lipstick actually stays on well. Yeah, it's called Maybelline. I think it's called Maybelline Superstay Matte. Anyway, I will take a screenshot of it, or I'll take a picture of it, or both, so you can see what the lipstick is. And we're home. Yay! But yeah, the lipstick looks good. I really like my lips. I like that I have nice shaped lips. So I do, even though I'm not a makeup person, I do like a nice lipstick. I might not wear any other makeup, but I will be comfortable with the lipstick. And this lipstick is way better than the other one that I bought that this white lady had recommended, because the one that she recommended, because her skin is pale, I think that she could go with something that's not matte, and what I bought wasn't matte, and this is matte, so it's definitely matting, and I love it. So I don't know if this is gonna like have any issues, but so far so good. It's super bright red though. I might have to get a more muted red, but I'm loving this so far. Anyway, I know I had mentioned the unhoused population earlier as I was driving, and I also mentioned that I have currently 3 family members who are part of the unhoused population in California, specifically in Northern California. And I lost touch with them years and years and years ago. Like, I haven't seen any of them probably since the late 80s. Maybe early 90s kind of thing. And I do believe that in all their cases, there are drug and alcohol related issues that have led to their circumstances. And I'm not basing that just on assumptions. I know at least 2 of them for sure, drugs have been an issue. And the other one, I've heard that alcohol is a concern. And I had another cousin who just passed away who also lived in a park, from what I heard. And I'm not sure what his circumstances were. Maybe some mental health issues or challenges. And so I do have compassion. I definitely have compassion. Having been a person with drug and alcohol problems myself, I know that help is available. I know that help can help you. And yeah, I'm also not trying to be an enabler. of anybody who needs to get help. And so if you need help, get help. And the same is true even for people, or the person, I'm not going to say people, but the person who reached out to me and asked to borrow some money. I would say if you're, if this is a continuous issue for you, you may also need some kind of counseling to figure things out for yourself. But I'm not the solution, is the point. I'm not the answer. The only thing I can say is download my guide, start getting on your mindset issues, and work on that shit. So anyway, I am not sure exactly what I'm going to get into this afternoon. I do have so many things on my list of things to do, some of which I don't feel like doing. But once I get started, I get in a groove and I'm fine. Yeah, this lipstick is super bright, but I love it. It's bright for what I'm wearing right now, but if I were going out to an event and needed to wear a bright red lipstick, this would be super bright. I think I would want one that has more blue in it so that it's a little bit of a darker tone red. But I do like this, and I like how it feels on my lips. So anyway, the algorithm is algorithming, and I just went on to Facebook and saw a great meme that I want to remember and keep in mind. It says, "You don't owe everyone an explanation. One of the most freeing things you'll ever do is stop defending every decision you make. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your reasons. Some people ask for explanations because they want to understand you. Others ask because they want the chance to argue with your choice. There comes a point where you realize that your piece is worth more than winning an argument you'll never win. So you stop over-explaining. You stop writing long messages to justify yourself. You stop asking for permission to live your own life. A simple decision can stand on its own, not because everyone agrees with it, but because you finally learned that your life doesn't need a committee's approval. Sometimes protecting your peace sounds like saying nothing at all." And so I need to remember that. So if I'm doing too much freaking explaining about my choices to you all, I need to remember that it's my life and I don't need to explain it to anybody. I love that. I'm going to include that in this vlog. So this lipstick is absolutely phenomenal. I have not eaten yet since I put the lipstick on, but I have drank from a straw, and look how well it's staying on. So much so that I'm going back to Ulta to get another color, because the event I'm going to this weekend, the color is too bright for what I'm gonna wear. So let me try it on. I'll let you see. Hold on. So because I had the red on underneath, I think it's still coming out pretty red. But if I were to try to wipe it off and put the color on that I just bought, which is this color, I think it would come out a little bit darker. But this color is called, what color is this? This color is called Voyager. And so I know it doesn't seem like it's much of a difference. And I was kind of hoping that it would be a little bit more maroon color, but I like it. It's darker. And yeah, it goes on really nice and it stays on. And I'm loving it so much that I had to make a run back out to Ulta today. It's still Thursday. And come get another color. And who knows when... when I'm ready and my budget allows, I might even get more colors. Let's see here. Yeah, it's definitely more of a maroon color without the red underneath. So, excited. All right, so I came to a different Ulta because they seem to be a little bit low in stock at Ulta of this particular brand, so I wanted to come to a different Ulta to see if they had more selection. But this brand, they were also pretty low in stock on the various colors, but still I'm glad that I'm getting it. Again, this probably will all be in the same video, but I will repeat that I am Nicole D. Ford. D as in delightful, delicious, dancer, damn fine, lots of wonderful D words. Nicole D. Ford, and this is my vlogging, my sharing of myself with the world, and I'm excited because my subscriber count tends to slowly keep creeping up. I've had a YouTube channel for 10 years and I never really promoted that YouTube channel that I had. And on that channel I have 124 subscribers after 10 years of just posting to it but not really promoting it. And I'm excited to say that I've already achieved a third of that, having just started my YouTube channel, my new vlogger channel, in February of this year. And I'm so excited because some of the new ladies in my circle actually are following me, and I appreciate their support in that. Like, I love that and I appreciate it. And unlike the family members who, as far as I know, don't follow me, although I cannot see the names of all my subscribers, so who knows, maybe they do follow me and I just don't know. And they may not even have YouTube channels to actually follow me, so that's another consideration. Anywho, so it's now 5:30 p.m. and I still have not heard anything from the lady who reached out to me to borrow money. It is a disappointing, not devastating, but it is disappointing that it looks like, unless I hear from her in the next, I'm going to give her till midnight, and then in the morning I'm going to reach out to her and say, just reaching out, I'll figure something out of what to say, especially too with the advent of AI. AI can help me craft a polite but firm message to actually reach out and ask what's going on and when do you plan on paying me back, because, you know, it's a principle and I don't want to give the appearance that I'm so nice that I cannot, you know, keep someone accountable to their word and what they said they were going to do. And even though somebody could say, or anyone could say, well, it's only $20, it's like, yeah, but it's the principle. You needed that $20 and you accepted that $20, so, and you said that you would pay it back by Thursday, and today is Thursday, and on top of that, don't ever ask me again, because I shouldn't have to fucking chase you for something you promised to do. So, you know, that shit is whack. And it's also, you know, some people will say, like, basically if you loan somebody money, then you get rid of people who, or you see their true colors quickly when they don't pay you back at the time they say they're going to pay you back, or they start acting funny. The uncomfortable thing is that I'm actually going to see her at an event on Saturday, and so I don't know what that's going to be like. But, you know, even though I'm a nice person, I don't want to look like no punk, you know what I mean? It's like, girl, when are you paying the money back? So, of course, Chatty will help me say it in a way that's, you know, that's cooler than that, but still, I shouldn't even have to ask. Like, if I were to borrow money from somebody, and even when I borrow it from my mother, it's like even the day before, and even if I get the money before, it's like I'm very, very good about making sure I honor my word. And I hope that, you know, I'm not thinking about missing something or forgetting something that I did where I didn't honor my word. And, you know, your word is important to me. And so anyways, it does help weed people out in terms of like, oh, okay, I see how it is, and I won't be doing that again, kind of a thing. But still, I want to also honor myself and honor my feelings and not abandon myself to say it is disappointing that I even have to consider asking, you know. But at the same time, it's only 5:30, so you know, I'll give her until the end of the day, and we'll see. Yeah, this lipstick is so dope though. I love it. My lips don't feel dry at all. Oh, hold on. Oh, by the way, I just want to let you know that my aunt is doing well. And she's still in the hospital, but she's doing well. So this is my cousin. Let me see what he's saying about her. Okay, well, I'm driving, and so I cannot stop to look at the text that he sent. I'm hitting all green lights, and so I'm not able to stop at a light and check, so I'll check when I get home. But the other thing I would say is great about the resources and possibilities guide is that if you're a person who is of means and has money and has the ability to help people, this is a way that you can help people if they ask you to borrow money. So the resources and possibilities guide, which is a free download, link in bio to get the download. But the great thing about the resources and possibilities guide, and I would appreciate if you share the link and not just share the PDF, but share the link so I can capture your contact information. But anyway, even the people that you share it with, I would prefer you share the link and not just send the guide. But even if you send the guide, that's fine. Everything is meant to be what it is, and but my preference would be to share the link and not just share the PDF. But anyway, what I would say is awesome about having the guide is that if you're the person that people reach out to and ask because you're the person that looks like you got it, it's a great resource to be able to send to people and just say, hey, look, I don't give out personal loans, or I'm not lending any money, or I'm not giving out any money, but here's a great guide that you can utilize that has a ton of resources, both for your mind as well as practical resources of where you can actually get help. That's above and beyond asking you or asking me for help. And so the resource guide is also great for people who have means and don't want, and also want to give a hand up instead of a handout, just like I am in the same boat. It's like well, right now I'm getting a loan myself, but generally speaking, have done pretty well in my life, and I don't want to have to tell people a struggle story. I want to be like Oprah and be like, yeah, I'm a billionaire, and no, I'm not going to give you money. Here's a resource and how you can help yourself. You know, I'm not saying that as a billionaire I will never be a philanthropist and help people, but again, I'm just very, very excited about giving you a hand up and you being able to give others a hand up rather than a hand out, to change your consciousness, to change your mindset, to get you in the right state, but then to also provide very practical, hands-on emergency resources that you can access that goes above and beyond you having to help people. So I'm at home now. I am going back in the house, and we'll see what the rest of the day brings. But this lipstick is dope, isn't it? Oh my God. I'm going to take a picture of it. I did take a picture of it, and I will include it in this vlog so you can see it. I mean, when I went into Ulta and I saw Fenty right there, I was like, oh, you know, I should support Rihanna because, you know, black owned, blah, blah, blah. But maybe it's Maybelline. I got this Maybelline, and this lipstick is lipsticking. It's staying on real well, and I love that. It's very, very, very nice, and it doesn't dry my lips out or anything, so it's wonderful. Well, 2 trips to Ulta in one day. That's pretty amazing. And the second time when I went in there, I was kind of like, this really kind of speaks to my feminine energy and all the different events and different things that I'm doing. I'm kind of liking being in here a little bit. Don't think that I'm going to be going on no shopping trip with you to Ulta. That's not my thing. But I can kind of see myself getting into a little bit of the vibe. So we'll see about that. And remember, I said I'm hella organized, right? Like, I love organizing things and I love to be organized. And I love organized people. Although I think sometimes I may also be attracted a little bit to disorganized people when I can help them be organized. And so I don't know if that's a thing or not. I'm going to see. Because, if a person is chaotic and disorganized, I'm a calming presence and I can offer organization to a person who maybe needs that. But at the same time, I love also being around people who are very organized. That keeps my nervous system regulated. So we'll see as we proceed forward what kind of tribe I end up building for myself, like who I end up saying is inner circle versus not inner circle versus periphery, and etc. We'll see. There are some people that I actually really, really like just in general because they feel emotionally safe to me, and they may be less organized than I am, but because I like them so much, maybe I would be willing to make an exception. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I can't remember if I said this or not, but I just got through spending the afternoon putting covers on all of my gallery albums so that I can better stay organized and see all the pictures on my phone in a more organized way. So I'll show you a screenshot of that as well. It's dope. Okay, even though I realize, or I'm learning, that some of the system folders that are created by the phone itself as opposed to albums that I created, you cannot, the default setting of the album is to make the most recent photo the album cover. So what I just worked on is not going to work for these system folders because it's going to keep changing every time I add something to the folder. And so every time I would have to keep changing the cover image. So I may ask Chatty if there's a way that I can get around that or something I could change in the default settings. Because look how neat and organized that was going to be. It sucks. Okay, so I just ate and look how well the lipstick is stayed on. And I actually had a patty melt, which, the bun and everything. So this lipstick is awesome. I just wonder if it's actually going to come off eventually. But I love it. Excuse me. I just ate, so digestion. And I did get a message from the lady who borrowed money saying that she hasn't forgot. Just waiting for something. And so it's like, okay, that's good. That's wonderful. I appreciate the update. Yep. So we didn't have to stress. And it's only 6:42 p.m. So also my aunt is doing well. So everything is good. And this, the other thing I would say is that I've even wiped my lips with a napkin. And this is how well the lipstick has stayed on. That's really good. Lipstick is still lipsticking. Doing well. So I did get paid back, plus a small tip added to it. So it's kind of weird though, because I don't think she actually said thank you, which is like, people are strange to me. Like certain things just don't, I don't know. Anyway, this is why we're not going to be doing that going forward. So a praise and appreciation goes a long way with me. I feel like that is my love language for sure. because even talking about organization versus not organization, I swear there's somebody that I'm just getting to know that I really, really, really like them. And but they do seem like they might be having some organizational challenges, but I like them so much that I would be willing to probably make some sacrifices. I don't know if sacrifices is the right word, but relax some of my standards just because I do like them. So anyway, praise and appreciation goes a long way. That's what I would say about that. Yeah, I would say that people have gotten a lot out of me just by being grateful and appreciative. And so that definitely, I'm thinking, is my love language, is praise and appreciation. I swear to God. Because it is sticking in my craw a little bit that I did not get a thanks for this situation. I'm big on thanking people and expressing appreciation, and I like to receive that in return. Just note that for the future if you want to be in Nicole D. Ford's life. This lipstick is phenomenal. I mean, I've actually fallen asleep, been asleep, even though it's not like sleep, you're wiping your lips or whatever, but it's really staying on well, and it's not like caking or anything. Phenomenal. Is it caking? I don't think it is. Anyway, I'm coming on here to say that I'm attending an event tomorrow, and what's annoying about it, the situation, is that, and I don't think it was advertised this way, but it is what it is. But first of all, I had to reach out to them to get the location of where the event was going to be held because it's a private location. So I had to reach out to them because I didn't receive any communication about where the event's going to be held tomorrow. That's number one. Number two is, in the information that was sent to me, it says no outside beverages and no outside food, which in some ways I understand. But I asked, can I bring my insulated water bottle? Because it's hot outside. And basically she's like, there's going to be water available for purchase. And what pisses me off about that is that sitting outside in a pool with buying bottled water, the fucking water is not going to stay cold. And so I'm really fucking annoyed by that. I'm pissed. And so last week when we were at the art retreat, we were talking about something, and I was explaining how I went to a couple of paint events, and that some of the things that happened at the paint events also weren't cool to me. Like getting to the event and the event starting an hour later than the advertised time. An event being outside, and them not advertising and letting you know that you would be sitting outside. That's number two. Number three is getting a message an hour before the event saying, oh, it's freestyle painting instead of art instruction like it was advertised. And so somebody asked me, as I was saying that, they were like, well, did you let them know how you felt about it? There's also another one where I attended an event, and when I arrived at the event, they were still setting up, or they were just starting to set up when I arrived, and I arrived right when the event was advertised to start. And it was advertised to start, let's just say it was at 6 o'clock. I get there at 6, and they're still getting stuff out of the car to set up. And was like, oh, you can go to the bar and have a drink while we finish setting up. And then on top of that, they didn't have the canvases pre-drawn. and they were like, hey, you can pick what you want for the event to have drawn on your canvas, and I'll draw it on your canvas. And even though it didn't take very long to draw it on the canvas, for every single person that arrived, the canvas was not drawn and they had to draw on the canvas. And so I was saying that these are types of things that I didn't like about these particular events that I attended. And that's why I appreciate certain people's events that I do go to, where I appreciate that they start on time, that everything is set up, and that it's not like, willy-nilly. And so the person asked me, did you say anything to the event organizer about the things that disappointed you? And I said, no, I didn't say anything. I say it with my dollars. And basically, I don't attend, and I'm not going to attend these other people's events very often because of the behavior that I don't like. And so I'm also saying that I had considered attending these people's events for the event tomorrow. I had considered, because they have three different events happening over the course of the rest of the summer. And I had considered attending all 3 of the events. And now, based on the fact, the stupid ass rule, something simple as I can't bring my own water bottle to keep my water cold during the event, is like, okay, I'm noting that, and I'm not going to ever patronize your fucking businesses again. Now, I know that's not very positive and not very nice, but I'm irritated right now because I need to have cold water, especially when it's 100 goddamn degrees outside. And so I'm annoyed by that. And so I did actually let them know that I was disappointed, because telling me that you're going to sell me bottled water and think that the water's going to stay cold while I'm sitting in the pool with a bottle of water, that's fucked up. You're just going to have a bunch of hot ass water. So maybe they'll consider putting the water in a freezer so that it stays cold, but then you're not going to get that much water because it's going to be full of ice. And so I'm just fucking mad about it. And I'm allowing myself to be in my mad feelings. And I will say it with my dollars, because I'm not going to ever patronize these motherfuckers again. Unless I go and it turns out not to be an issue. But I did let them know that that's disappointing. So she says she'll have ice available. So we'll see if it's an issue or not. But I don't... The thing is that I understand if she's saying something like, well, if people bring insulated water bottles and the bottle breaks and then there's glass around the pool, like stuff like that, I can understand that. She didn't say that, though. And so, anyways, we'll see. But if they have ice available, then maybe I won't be as pissed about it. But I'm glad that I said something. Because it's just like, it's going to be fucking hot, and you can't just serve bottled water and expect that the water is going to stay cold. And having ice available, even that is not going to stay, it's not going to stay cold because it's hot outside. And I like to have cold water. This is why Nicole can't go everywhere. You know what I mean? I need to have cold water. Anyway, it's just good to know, because I won't be attending other events potentially that they have. At least not these outdoor events. It's good to know. It's feedback. And I give my feedback with my dollars. But man, this lipstick is phenomenal. I don't even know if it's actually going to come off. It did say 12 hours, but I didn't really think it was going to stay on like this for 12 hours. Oh, it's amazing. And now that I think about it, I also understand that for safety reasons, they may not want you to bring an insulated water bottle because you could use it as a weapon, potentially. But I know that's not the reason. I just know the reason really is that they want to make as much money as possible trying to sell you shit. And this is where the frugal tourist comes out of me and is like, okay, $1.50 is not a lot to spend on water, but at the same time, I want to make sure that if I go somewhere, I can have cold water to drink because I get overheated and I need cold water. But if she has ice, then I may be able to make an exception, but I really don't like it because it's not like we're going to MGM. We're going to a private residence where they can make up the rules, and the rules they're making up is basically just to try to gouge you for as much money as they can get. Duly noted. And by the way, I have a pool and we had a floating sound bath at my house 4 or 5 times last year. And every time, even though we were serving drinks and had bottled water available, we let everybody bring their insulated water bottles. For the same goddamn reason, because it's fucking hot outside and you need to be able to have cold water and cold water that's sustained. And we definitely served cold water to everybody. We made sure that their drinks were cold and everything, but still, bring your goddamn water bottle. Just say no glass. Okay, I'm heated. I'm heated. Oh, I guess I can go ahead and conclude this vlog now because I did get paid back. I can't remember if I said that already, but I did get paid back. So I was going to wait until tomorrow to conclude this vlog so that it didn't turn out to be a 2 or 3 hour video. So I can put this together. I'm not going to do the video tonight because I'm a little bit sleepy, but it is something that I can get done tomorrow. The other thing is that sometimes I buy my tickets early because I'm afraid that the event that I want to go to is going to sell out and then I'll end up having nothing to do or nothing that is available that I want to do. But the other thing I would say is that unless this event blows me away and is amazing, and I'm still going to bring my water bottle and keep it in my bag or in my car, and if I see them making exceptions for other people, then I'm going to bring my water bottle. But the other thing I would say is because I bought my ticket early, I was bummed to later find out and see that there's some other event that I would have loved to attend had I not purchased tickets for this event. So, and I see that they're now using Go Urban to help promote the event, probably because they're not selling as many tickets as they expected. So, yeah, just all around janky, and it's not cool. But what is cool is this lipstick. Damn, it is phenomenal. Look at this shit. I have not replenished it since I put it on. This stuff is staying on good. And it's not bleeding around the edges or anything. Amazing. What is this thumbnail going to be? What is this thumbnail going to be for this video? I have no idea because I talked about a bunch of random shit. But I did get paid back, so. Yes, my feelings sometimes can be all over the place. The difference is that I don't always act on my feelings just because I have them. But I am learning to allow myself to stay connected with myself, not abandon myself, and I allow myself to have my feelings, even if in the moment they may be irrational or I change my mind later. It's okay. I tell you what, having these album covers on my photo albums is really nice. It helps when I'm trying to put these videos together and keeping everything looking nice and neat and easier to find. I love it. I may even have to, on the system folders, I may even have to just change the cover every time so that it's nice and beautiful and neat. So that reminds me that I just saw a post that I saved, and now I have posted to my stories from an account where the lady is saying that basically everything doesn't need to be said. You just quietly adjust. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing as it relates to these people and this event that I'm attending. Is if I feel overheated in any way and don't feel properly hydrated in this hot weather, I will promptly adjust. And I can even promptly adjust and leave the establishment, and also leave a negative review on Eventbrite if I need to. I mean, a lot of things can be done, or I can just say nothing and say it with my dollars by quietly adjusting and never patronizing their events again. I can do that. We'll see. Because I get thirsty, my throat gets dry. If it's hot, I get overheated, and I know that I'll be in a pool, so that will eliminate some of the overheatedness, but still, man. And like I said, I know it's a private residence, so they can make up whatever rules they want to, and they're just trying to maximize the amount of money they make off of this situation. And more power to them to make as much money as they want to. But it doesn't necessarily vibe with me. You know what's kind of a vicious cycle? Man, I just blew my nose, and you know how sometimes the tissue may get on your lips as you're blowing your nose or whatever. Lipstick is still popping. Amazing. Anyway, the other thing I want to say is that I go through a little bit of a vicious cycle because I'm about to have a weekend where I'm going to be out Friday night, Saturday during the day, Sunday during the day, Sunday night, working 3 days, 3 days straight, 10 hours a day, and a part of me is already exhausted just even thinking about that. Not to mention the plans for content generation and creating recaps of the events and all the things. It's just like, it's going to be a lot. And so I go through this vicious cycle because it's like, as much as I have fun being out and doing all the things out, sometimes as soon as I get out, I'm ready to be back home. It's so funny. And I'm just like, okay, I'm over it. Or even when I'm on the way, sometimes it's like, Lord, why did I pack up my schedule so heavy? And now I got all this stuff to do and I just want to be at home. But the vicious cycle is that as soon as I'm at home, I'm like, okay, this is boring. I need stuff to do. And then I pack up my schedule. So anyways, I'm about to be, and then I enjoy my time, my downtime, but then the downtime part starts to get old and it's like, okay, let me make sure I have stuff to do. And so it's kind of a vicious cycle. So since today is now Friday early morning and I know I have a weekend full of stuff to do, I'm already thinking, Lord, Nicole, you have jam-packed your schedule. And I actually even had to take one thing off the schedule because I was like, that's just going to be too goddamn much trying to squeeze everything in. And I totally have fun. I have so much fun. But the other side of it is sometimes I'm just like, I just want to be home in my bed, chilling, relaxing, and not doing anything. And I just make that okay that I do have this vicious cycle. I don't even know if it should be called vicious cycle. It's just a cycle. All right, good morning. Good morning. Today is Friday, July 24th. And the lipstick is still lipsticking. Golly, that's amazing. I do see a little tiny bit of like maybe cracking at the here, but I mean, this lipstick is incredible. the lipstick is called, excuse me, Maybelline Superstay Matte. And the first color I put on yesterday was called Pioneer. And then the second color that I put over it was called Voyager, I think. I'll put screenshots in at the end of the video, but amazing, amazing. And my lips do not feel dry at all. Usually I'm always putting chapstick on my lips, and my lips feel moisturized and hydrated, and I'm just blown away by how incredible this lipstick is. And it's not like caking anywhere. It's not bleeding around the edges. I mean, just phenomenal. Anyway, that's how my morning's going. How's your morning going? Well, I don't know when you're going to listen to this, but how are you doing? How's your day going? Drop something in the comments positive and uplifting. You know, uplift the world. Anyway, I'm journaling right now, so let me get back to it. I know in a previous video, I don't know exactly when, but I was saying something about how I was collecting all these memes about narcissism and blah, 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 and was changing my algorithm up so that was no longer kind of showing up in my feed on Facebook, but there's still stuff showing up in my feed that still speaks to me and is still very relevant. And so there is an Instagram page called Family Mind. I don't know exactly what that means, but there was something that came up in the algorithm this morning, and it's called 15 Family Myths. And I am probably going to include that at the end of this video because I think that it's a really great set of, it's a really great carousel. And it really speaks to this, this rift that I have with my so-called family, especially the family, so-called family that lives here in Vegas, that is, I'm not connected to any of them. And I've had to move on and build my own family. And so this, I mean, it really applies to me and family kind of more in general as well. Especially there's one that talks about DNA creates relatives, but safety and something else that it says creates family. And I feel really that that's what I'm building now for myself, is that I'm building real family, even though they're not people that I necessarily grew up with or have been in my life for a long time. And so I'm extremely excited about my weekend this weekend and all the different ladies that I get to spend time with this weekend and have fun with and have sisterhood with. And it is really building a true sense of family for me, and I love that. But yes, I'm going to include the memes probably at the end of this video because that post really spoke to me this morning. I think it also coincides with what I was saying yesterday about the fact that my family and the known relatives that I have is extremely small, versus my friend who I did the promo video for their upcoming 2028 reunion, and seeing how big their family is. Like I said, if I was connected to my mother's side of the family, then I would have a much bigger lineage of relatives who all know each other. But I have been, I wouldn't say estranged. I just been in no proximity to those family members since I was a very little girl. And so I don't know them. And so they're no more quote unquote family to me than somebody that I'm truly in proximity with and building family with. But I just think, wow, it would be interesting to live a different life and have like, hundreds of relatives that I'm all close to. But I'm sure that as I get to continue to know my friend, I will hear a whole a whole host of things where I might be like, okay, I'm cool with not having a whole bunch of relatives that I know and am involved in. It certainly has helped me to create and live my own life in my own path. And really, I think also break generational curses and those kinds of things. So anyway, I would say sometimes when your family is running away from their circumstances, trying to build a new life, sometimes you do have to leave other people behind in the process because they will not give you the space and allow you to grow the way that you need and want to grow. And sometimes you do have to leave them all behind in order to do that. At least maybe that's just my belief, and maybe that's a limiting belief. Maybe I feel like there is not enough of a container for me to grow within a system, and so sometimes I leave a system in order for me to grow. But maybe there is space for that, especially now that I'm vlogging and found a way to finally truly express myself. So, anywho. So, in spite of my need for having cold water at this event that I'm going to, and by the way, they sent out the email this morning with all the event details. And it just seems like they should also, in the event details, say that water will be available for purchase. But they did actually say that you cannot bring your water bottle. And I thought about it, and I realized also, too, that if they allow people to bring water bottles, then people will bring their own drinks, including their own alcohol. So I am softening a little bit about it. I just know that for me, if I get too hot and uncomfortable, then it'll be an extremely uncomfortable experience. So I was definitely in my feelings last night. But in the light of day, I can see a little bit more of their side of it. In terms of like not allowing people to bring water bottles because then people can bring their own drinks and alcohol. And so I understand that. But still, I don't know, something about it, about the whole thing is in the moment kind of rubbing me the wrong way of just like them trying to maximize the amount of money they make off the event. And at the same time, I'm not mad at people making money off the event, but it's just rubbing me the wrong way a little bit. But we'll see. I could get there and it'll be a total vibe and I'll love it. You know what I mean? So we shall see. And this lipstick is still lipsticking. So life is really good. Life is good. And I know that it feels like I'm complaining, and that is not who I really want to be. But at the same time, I don't want to gaslight myself if I have certain feelings. I want to honor my feelings. And so I'm conflicted. On the one hand, it's like I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and a whiner and a complainer. But at the same time, I want to honor myself and not abandon myself if something irritates me. So anyway, I am excited because I did get inspired by a post I saw on Facebook, and I was just going to, at first I was going to just repost the meme on Facebook. It was something, positive and uplifting. And then I remembered that I could ask ChatGPT my friend Chatty to create something for me that's kind of more unique to me and in my voice. So I will add that to the end of this vlog to show you what I came up with. And I love it because it's a positive message, and I posted it to Mary J. Blige, Beautiful Day. And so yeah, you know, spread the positive vibes. I love that. Wow, I just put the clips together from the conversation that I started yesterday with the camera, or with you all, and it's already 2 hours. I can't believe it. I apparently always have a lot to say and just don't even realize that it's going to consume that much time. So I'm glad that I'm going to go ahead and put this together now to end the vlog. And it is what it is. Enjoy. So the lipstick is starting to fade a little bit, but can you believe it? I've eaten breakfast, went back to sleep, took a nap, slept all night. I have not refreshed this lipstick, and it is still lipsticking. It's still here. This is definitely phenomenal. I will definitely add screenshots of the lipstick to the end of this video. Definitely do not waste your money on any other kind if you want long-lasting shit that's going to stay. I've wiped my mouth several times with paper towel while eating. This is just incredible. All right, I got to make this be done because I want to finish the vlog, get it uploaded, get it done, and clean all this content off my phone so I can be ready for the weekend. Or at least to start off with the event I'm going to tonight.